Thank you for making to this call. So, myself, Roshali, I take care of customer success for Connect Secure, and I'll drive this partner call for today, right? So, I'll just take you through the agenda for today's call. We're going to highlight what we feature set we got out for Connect Secure in 2024. Then we will also see the upcoming features which are due for 2025, and then probably the question answers. Definitely, there's always a room for that. So, we'll check that up. So with that said, 2024 highlights, I have just picked through certain important features which makes V3 and V4 different. Since V3 has been phased out, I'm trying to make the differentiation between the two versions and depict that here. So V4 has the enhanced user experience or the user interface that we have for V4. It's quite intuitive, user-friendly, it's a very streamlined navigation with the menu options are quite elaborative. But then the partners had a little bit issue with navigating through the new tool. Definitely, it's a new UI, completely revamped UI. So what we did is we added certain layouts, which makes it look very similar layout like the V3 version, wherein you are able to see that overview, assets, vulnerabilities. So all these menu options. So if you use a classic layout, typically under the layout format here, you should be able to see that similar kind of the UI placement for this version V4, right? Going ahead, one of the major differentiation I would say between V3 and V4 is this single agent installation that we got into V4. Right, in V3 we had lightweight agent and the probe agent as two different installation. You had to install it differently. Right now in V4, it's any agent you install by default. The agent type is lightweight agent. Right, so you see that every time you install an agent, it will report to lightweight agent only, and then the partners have been given an ability to convert it to a probe, right? Either you could upgrade to a probe or you could also downgrade it back to a lightweight. Very simple process. Now, how do you do that? Simply under discovery section here, you'll have to input the subnet which you want to scan using a probe agent and the credentials which you would like that particular probe agent should be using for authenticated scan. So once you put in that information and map that to a particular agent you are planning to convert to from lightweight to probe, you are good. Very simple and easy process. One more additional feature under V4 we have is metrics, right? And this was completely new screen which was introduced in version 4. So this particularly gave a visibility to MSPs about the security posture of a particular organization or the company or across multiple companies that MSP is handling, right? So it gives you information about critical, high, low, medium vulnerability severity percentage. How is that particular security posture looking like, the risk score across particular company, right? Or across all the companies, how many assets are you scanning, how many companies do you have in that particular portal of yours. And at every company level also, there are certain metrics which were introduced. So something like, say, asset risk score. So you should be able to see the max asset risk score based on the vulnerabilities found across those assets. Vulnerability risk score. If you're doing the Active Directory audit, it will also showcase AD risk score. If you're doing the external scan from the platform, it will also showcase external scan risk score, right? So all these were added under the metrics. Then definitely V3 also had dashboards and reports, but we enhanced that to a next level under version 4. So under this particular certain dashboards I've just highlighted here so that partners will know that these are the dashboards which they could utilize over this functionality. I think one main dashboard I would like to highlight is the vulnerability trending data, right? So this you should find it under the overview section of any company, right? Overview dashboard. So under that, vulnerability trending data. Now, how does this data help you? So this gives you a posture of your organization's security, stating, hey, the vulnerability trending over 30 days, 90 days, or say 1 year is like there's a graphical representation with the numbers attached. Now, how does that help? It will enable the partners to effectively remediate and put their efforts in place. So they need that what efforts are required. If you need to prioritize your staff to address certain critical vulnerabilities, you can do that looking at that particular data, right? So for an example, say MSRC update comes up, the Patch Tuesday has just gone, right? So you will suddenly see a spike in your vulnerabilities, but you know that this is something which is causing it, right? So that kind of a spike can be monitored and seen effectively under the vulnerability trending data here. Connect Secure has a history of adding certain dashboards based on zero-day vulnerabilities, like we had added for ConnectWise Screen Connect in Feb 2024. Likewise, we also added a dashboard for Secure Boot PKFL vulnerability, right? So what does this help you? Typically, it helps you maintain the integrity of your boot environment. And under the dashboard, you're able to see the or monitor the affected assets. So to make sure that your secure system boot processes are in place, so that they're in good shape. So that's how these dashboard information will help you. Another couple of more dashboards we can highlight stating that Active Directory password policy and personally identifiable information scan. So AD password policy and PII scan, definitely AD password policy picks up the domain policy and puts that under a dashboard. So easy and a quick access to that particular information lets you know if you need any changes in the password policy. So effectively and efficiently, you're able to monitor the password policies looking at that dashboard data. And PII scan dashboard, definitely you are able to look at different PII scan types that or data types that you're scanning for. Say, for an example, IP address, MAC address, you're looking at OAuth token. So you know what data types you are actually tracking and what is the kind of PII data that is present in the particular organization. Talking about reports, multiple report enhancements. So Connect Secure already has Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and PDF formats for several reports, right? So you mentioned a section. There are reports almost for each and every section, and also the reports overall, which helps you get you a good summary of that particular functionality. For an example, say remediation, right? So over a time, if you would like to know how are you doing the remediation, is it in place? Do you require more efforts? So those reports will help you. So standard reports. So these reporting enhancements, what we are doing under V4, it helps you track the progress of your work. It also empowers you with the detailed information about that particular functionality. And definitely at the end, it helps you in better decision making. And whether you want to allocate more staff towards that particular function, like remediation, if you want to allocate more staff to take care of that particular area, you should be able to do that based on the reporting enhancements here. One feature I think I will always I always stress upon under V4 is the custom cover page for DocX reports. I think earlier we had a cover page which was by defaultly given by Connect Secure. Probably organizations were not able to put in unless and until they had to do a manual workaround for that. But now here there is an automation. You could just create your own cover page, add it in here, and you should be able to use across DocX reports, right? And these can be done for different companies. Either you could apply one cover page for a company or you could apply different cover page for different companies. Okay. Just to take you through the screenshot of the dashboards, what we discussed, this is the vulnerability trending dashboard for application and network. It has been split up into different data. And here you will see this is the overview dashboard for a particular company, right? So you should be able to see if there is a drop or there is a spike you see under vulnerability trending, immediately can be seen under this particular dashboard here. Talking about PII, as I mentioned, whatever data types you are scanning, here you should be able to see those data type on the chart, gives you a very good visual representation of the percentage. And then, which data type is mostly present. That kind of a charting is also been done here. And here you will see that every data type has a different section under this particular dashboard. Going forward, AD policy, as I mentioned, it's a quick access of the information. So here you should be able to see if so, yes, no, you are the typical sections highlighted in green and red, which really helps you to take further steps on that particular section here. So password policy, is the complexity enabled for password, right? So if it is yes, you're in good shape. If no, that's something that you need to look at. So what is the complexity that you could add to the existing password policy? Talking about patch management, I think this one functionality has really evolved in version 4 for Connect Secure. Earlier, we had only third-party Windows application patching supported using a lightweight agent. Now, under V4, we have operating system patching for Windows. We have patching with the use of Probe Agent, right? So you could use a Probe Agent to patch multiple devices. So even that approach has been added into version 4. So here you should be able to see a patch management dashboard, which gives you, most successfully patched application, least successful patched applications, right? Application versus OS patching, these different sections are there. Automated versus manual patching, right? So whether you are using a scheduler for patching, which takes care of your automatic patching, or manually, that is on-demand patching, you are doing that data is also added under a patch management dashboard here. Certain other dashboards to highlight is operating system by assets dashboard. Again, at a company level, you could see that in the dashboard listing here. This gives you idea about how the operating system is spread across in a particular organization that you're looking at. And secure boot PK vulnerability dashboard here shows you the affected assets by that particular vulnerability. And again, the different operating systems, how are those affected, right? So that way you should be able to have a quick access to that particular information. Now, one more additional feature that you got into version 4 is the agent fingerprinting. This has been added under a probe agent. So definitely for the fingerprinting process, there's nothing different you have to do. These are just the steps which are given. So definitely you need to add in the discovery setting what IP range or a subnet you would like to add. Skip credentials, because this is unauthenticated scan wherein the fingerprinting will help you, right? So on the agent page, typically you just initiate a scan as you initiate normally. So if there are no credentials mapped, it will do a fingerprint scan. Now, what is the data that it captures and how it helps? So fingerprinting basically has an ability to look at multiple protocols, which gives you more accurate information about that asset. Like if you see here, it is discovered using fingerprinting, right? There is no credential. We have not added any credential for the scan here. And then this fingerprinting also has an ability to identify IoT devices as well as your non-traditional IT assets. That's the value that you get from fingerprinting. It's a very good pre-sales tool that you should use, right? So along with the probe agent scan, you should be able to get this functionality inbuilt in the agent. Now, what is the kind of the information that you are able to see here is some MAC address for using the ARP, right? The vendor, the source of that, right? So that kind of information you should be able to see with a separate section called as fingerprint here. Now, Connect Secure has added multiple compliance assessment over this year. Right now, if you ask me, we support almost 15 plus compliance assessments, right? This is for over the globe, right? For EU region, typically we have DORA. So for your financial institution, that is Digital Operational Resilience Act. For financial institutions specifically, we have added DORA. Then we have NIS2, right? That's the NIS2 directive, which has been come, I think, in last year, 2023, sometime it has come. And the deadline is, I guess, January sometime itself, right? Then we have GDPR. So quite a bit around the EU region specifically I'm talking about. So those compliance assessments are already there in the platform. As I mentioned earlier, we added OS patching, operating system patching, right? Earlier, it was only third-party applications, but right now it is Windows OS patching. So here under patch management, you should be able to see whatever OS patches the platform is able to push will be highlighted or listed in this particular section. And the application definitely comes under the application patching there. Now let's see how the patch management has evolved for V4. In the older version, that is V3, we had Chocolatey as a repository used for patching, which has its own advantages, disadvantages, I would say. But in version 4, we have added a patch management, which is homegrown patching engine. It's our own patching engine. And the way it is working right now is for operating system, which is working for applications. You're able to patch with lightweight agent. You're able to patch with probe agent, right? So both the agents are capable of doing the patching. So with that probe agent approach, you're able to also see the inventory of your hardware and software within the organization. And then definitely for OS and application, it's a single tool you have to use for applying patches, right? And probe patching gives you an advantage of patching multiple devices using a single agent, right? That's an add-on advantage you get. Now, on-demand patching, as everybody knows, is already there, but we also have a scheduler which enables you to schedule the patching at your own convenience, right? So you could do scheduling of, say, third-party application. You could do scheduling separately for operating system patching. So according to your convenience, you could set up a time, maybe during a day, 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever. You can schedule the frequency and the time according to what the organization needs, right? And then the patch management dashboard, as I mentioned earlier, looks at your automatic versus manual patching. It looks at the patching status, right? So all that information is also available into our dashboard. So quick access to that information is also available in the tool. Last but not the least feature I would take up for this presentation here is Microsoft 365 Security Inspector. This is like any other integration you add under Connect Secure. So like Entra ID integration. So you have to create an application, etc. There's a beautiful documentation created for the steps here. So once you have that integration in place, it's able to look at the inspection report here. Now, what does it cover? It typically provides you the overview of your security posture of your Microsoft 365 environment, right? So it looks at your security controls, configurations, and it will let you know the issues or the how you could enhance the security measure and how you could have the best practices or the protection against the potential threats, right? So that way you should be able to see the security inspection information in here. Now, these reports, this particular function also has reporting format in a docx and a PPT format here. So you should be able to see those reports populated. And these docx is quite an extensive report. I would say like whatever is listed here under the summary, you should be able to see the detailed information about those line items here. For an example, say application registered to tenant with certificate credential. It's a critical inherent risk for Azure AD, right? Is it remediated? No. Since the scan, it's not been remediated. So if you do multiple scans, you should also be able to see that whether it got remediated. So you have taken some measures to definitely to remediate. So then you will see that there is a remediated turning green over here, right? And we are using Microsoft Baseline here for the framework. So we should be able to see it based on that. So just to summarize, the feature set which we got out under 2024, these are few main features that we've got out. So for an example, saying the compliance terms, we added CMSs, DORA, GDPR, NIST. Then we added support for compliance scan support for Ubuntu, CentOS, Red Hat. Talking about different integrations, we got integrations such as NinjaOne RMM, JAMF Pro, definitely Microsoft 365 Security Inspector, firewall integrations such as Zyself, Firewall, then Cisco SA, right? These all were added. Event set has been enhanced to certain different level to add new events based on EPSS scores, right? And then definitely learning wise, we have a lot of YouTube videos created, documentation created for version 4. And there are group onboarding calls. If you just visit connectsecure.com, you will find group onboarding calls schedule over there. You can book your onboarding, group onboarding anytime based on the events that happen every week. Okay. So then talking about partner interactions, right? So I think Connect Secure has made a very great effort in 2024. We participated almost over 21 plus global events, right? So those all events across different geographies have been participated by Connect Secure leadership team, as well as, just to reach out to MSP community and understand what are the pain points that they have, right? With an effort to, evolve the product on the base that partners feedback, right? So that's what we are trying to do. This year also, 2025 also, we are trying to touch base into different geographical regions to get that particular input from the MSP community. One more major event which happened across 2024, the highlight of the year is V3 replication to V4. So we were switching partners from V3 to V4. In the process of replication or migration, I would say the team has done tremendous work. There was a dedicated team assembled to provide us support, ensuring that all the resources, guidance, and assistance is available for the partners for the seamless replication, right? And we have done that over a period of 4 months. Almost 20,000 plus touch points have been done by the team, and making sure that each and every partner is getting replicated or migrated successfully, right? With that said, I would say I do V3. So V3 is already down. So V4 is already in there. Talking about upcoming features, standard and premium package. So Microsoft 365 scanning is going to be a part of a premium package. I will just shortly showcase the inaugural pricing that we have for that. So that is one. Second is web application scanning. Until now, we had a limited application scanning functionality for that. So PaaS, that is web application scanning, is going to be another addition in the product. Like Microsoft 365, we're going to add support for Google Workspace Assessment. So down the line, maybe a quarter, you should be able to see a support for Google Workspace Assessment as well. I think since long time, asset documentation is something partners are demanding. I think that because it's just one place where you get all the data available, right? Since Connect Secure picks up a lot of asset detailed information, right? So I think what was missing was the warranty information, PO information, right? And any other financial information attached to that particular asset. You should be able to put that as a bulk update, or manually you can add it. So that kind of a feature set is coming as a part of asset documentation here. This year we also launched 2024. We also launched MSSP portal. So MSSP portal allows the security service providers to look at the MSPs which are under them, see how the vulnerability how the vulnerability or the security posture of those MSPs is, and then the reporting across that. Definitely, there are dashboards which are already in place, but there is a reporting also getting added, so they are able to download and access that reporting information. So that is something which is going to be upcoming. And to add transparency, Connect Secure has always been very transparent from the starting, along with the, so I've seen that partner community has been supporting us since start, and we have been very transparent in the process. So in that process, we've also added a status page to help you look at the information about the pod or the region. Is there any maintenance going on? Is there any downtime with that? So you should be able to see that under a status page. So we'll be sharing that link soon once we release that feature. So that's going to be one more addition in the upcoming feature set. So saying that, I think that's it from my end for today. This is just a pricing for your information. I have added that as a last slide here. So the pricing will be again, so right now the subscription what Connect Secure has is based on the tier. So tier is number of assets. So here you should be able to see that we are sticking to the same tier-based subscription, but only the standard and the premium edition SKUs are going to be different, right? So this pricing is in USD for now. The official pricing once we launch should be there on the website, or you should be able to get it from the distributors. So that will be available. Any questions on this you have, you could please feel free to email at sales@connectsecure.com. So you will get much more detailed information about that. And with that said, thank you so much for joining the call. Any questions? I'll just stop sharing my screen and we can take that up.
So Vrishali, I've answered most of the questions. I think the last question was respect to how is our enhanced MSSP reporting? And I think Taylor is concerned with the quality of the reports. Definitely, Taylor, there's a lot of room for improvement. I know reports have been a bit of a pain point. So we are taking feedback from multiple partners and actually kind of working through it, but we do not have an immediate timeline around how the quality of the reports can be improved. So whatever today we have like close to 100 plus dashboards and reports. Apart from that, there is definitely room for improvement. So that's something we want to take up probably in the Q2, because right now we are focusing on the M365 Google assessment and asset management and the web application scanning. So that's something which I agree. There are a lot of partners who have given this feedback. Between the difference between MSSP reporting and MSP, I don't think there's MSSP reporting was more about giving a centralized view of all the data around the MSPs, like how many assets, how many devices, what are the vulnerabilities, a complete overview. As a super admin, you will get it. So there are two different things. MSSP reporting is more for MSSP to drive their business. But yeah, MSP, there is a room for improvement in the reports. Please drop your feedback because once we start a sprint or two around the reports, we'll definitely add your requests into the pipeline. So I think that's the plan out, Taylor. But right now in Q1, we do not have any particular visibility on how to improve the reports. But Q2, we will definitely take this up. Vishali, probably you might want to explain the standard and premium solution. What is the difference?
So standard is like with all the feature set that you have now. Premium will have Microsoft 365. Currently, that is what the additional benefit that you get under the premium SKU. So that's the feature set that you'll have. So Google Workspace going ahead again will be a part of the premium product. Right now, there is no differentiation. Right now, also, if you log into your portal, you should be able to see Microsoft 365 Inspector is available as a beta for all the existing partners, right? So it has just been given so that you all could experience that. And then we will, I think, starting from next month, we are going to make that as a premium SKU. Does that help, Fabian? No, as an existing partner, it is available as a beta, so you could experience that. If you don't want to upgrade to premium, that will be the hidden feature. So because it's available only for the premium version.
Do you want to share the screen and show
Sure.
Vishali? I think that would probably help.
So if you're looking at my screen, just go to any company here. So under Active Directory right now, you see Microsoft 365 Security Inspection Report, right? So this particular section will not be available going forward. Currently, it's in beta, so available for everybody. Right? There's no restriction on accessing this particular integration. But going forward, once we make a standard and a premium edition separate, this will not be available until and unless you upgrade to premium.
What's the difference between the premium and the standard licenses?
So difference here, I had spoken about the pricing, right? So pricing wise, there's a different pricing based on the number of assets that you're scanning. That's the only major difference right now.
Okay. In which section can I find the IT security compliance rules, NIS2 or 27001?
So if you're talking about assessment, here
Yeah.
you have this. Yeah. So in this section under compliance, just select any company here, and then you will see compliance assessment popping in. And there you have all these NIST 853, NIS2 is also there here.
And we can find all vulnerability in with these rules, for example.
Correct.
So
So
if we need
I just
to check. Yeah.
So here you have exactly the same questionnaire which has been used by NIS2 directive.
Yeah.
So here,
Yeah.
so you'll have to take this up.
Compliance. Give me. Okay.
Got the screen?
Compliance assessment. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And we
Can you select on start assessment?
Start assessment here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you very much. There are not difference between the standard versions or the premium versions. In this,
no, this is a part of a
it's
standard version. Yeah, it's the same.
But the premium. Okay, but the premium, there are other functionality.
So currently, premium version is will have only this Microsoft 365. Yeah, just this. Currently, this is the one from the existing feature set.
Okay. I have another question. Sorry, about probes. What's the purpose? What's the purpose of conversions probes?
Okay. So with lightweight agent, for an example, say you would like to scan a particular asset. So for an example, say I want to scan my own laptop, just one single asset, I will drop a lightweight agent. But if I am looking at an office network, which has your desktop, laptop, servers, your network devices, right? So in that case, the probe agent is just one single agent. We have it on any one of the system, and that one agent is able to do a scan for multiple devices on the network.
They change automatically between from light to probe agents, or we
So
must do it manually.
you'll have to convert that. So any agent by
Convert.
default, you convert it. So for conversion, it's very simple. Just click on action, say map, discovery, and credentials. And here you've already inputted certain values. You could select whatever credentials and discovery settings you would like that to be managed by that particular agent and save it. The minute you save it, within 15 minutes, it's very clearly been written here, within 15 minutes, you will see the agent will shift itself from this section to a probe section here.
Okay, I have to do it yesterday, and we must wait a lot of time. I think more at 15 minutes. Yeah.
So there might be some issue with that. So what you could do is you could go to the agent and say, click on dependency status here. So if anything is failing, like here, there is no NP cap, right? So I'm seeing that is failed.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Is there any problem if we have a lot of latencies? We can become a problem with if we have a lot of high latencies.
No, so this is a local agent, right? So probe agent, you are scanning the local network. So in the local network, it will not be much of the latency that you will see.
Okay. 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 Perfect. What's about the DHCP? If any devices change the IP address, there's not a problem.
Okay. That's not a problem. It's okay. So because majority of the networks work on DHCP. So here we actually capture IP address, MAC address. There are certain parameters that we capture for the asset, and then we're able to give you back the information.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a possibility to make use Active Directory to install, to send the probes with Active Directory, and they can after that connect to all devices in Active Directory?
Yeah.
Is there a possibility to do it with Active Directory?
Yeah, here you have a discovery section. So under discovery
Just
section,
a moment. Assets. You are in assets.
I'm in agents.
Agents. Yeah. Yeah.
Discovery.
Agents and probes. Can you again? Sorry. Discovery.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Discovery.
Okay.
It's common for lightweight and probe, and then you'll have to go to credentials.
Windows.
So here, and then AD. So you could provide Active Directory credentials, and then through that, it should be able to scan all the assets which are under your Active Directory.
Yeah, I have tried to do it. Tell me it's not connected.
Okay. Would you like to open
exactly.
you could create a support ticket. I think they will guide you. So because I think there's a communication probably issue, or the credentials
communication
are not
between
matching.
the probes and the devices, or which type of
probe
communication?
And your AD.
Okay.
The probe will communicate with your Active Directory to pull the information. It will use that credential, and then it will pull the information. So LDAP or SMB are the two protocols used in there.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think Eric had one last question, Rishari.
Regarding lightweight versus probe, for the best suit, install lightweight agent on all the machine. You can install it on that. So Eric, would you be able to talk about what are the results that you're getting, or what is that you're looking forward to? Okay. So in that case, Eric, I'll suggest you just drop an email to support@ConnectSecure. They'll just take a look at the information that you're capturing. If you're missing anything, they'll definitely guide you from there. Thank you. Right. With that said, I think all questions taken care. Anybody else has any other questions? All right. Thank you so much for joining this call, everyone, and have a good day.
Thank you very
We
much.
have the Discord channel as well. So any of the issues you're facing, I know a couple of the UK partners are very proactive there. So you can use those channels. We are monitoring those channels so that you can get any kind of quick answers on the best practices and stuff like that. So yeah, and Eric and a couple of you who have raised questions today, hopefully we've answered, but in case you want to kind of get more answers, please raise a support ticket, and I've taken note of the tickets which have already been created. So please bear with us. We will ensure a response comes out to you very soon. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vidyaji. Thank you, everyone. Good day.